Hey, yo, what's good, man? It's your host, Cleve. Welcome to the Third Coast Podcast with my man,
Joe. What it do, Gators?
What it do, man? It's your host, Cleve. Third Coast Podcast.
Joe, what it do, Gators? Joe, what it do, Gators? Welcome back. We're live in effect. Episode 214. You know, that shit's been confusing me recently now because we're getting higher up in the episodes, and I had to always keep checking, like, what number are we on? And sometimes I'll be doing the video clips, and I posted one last week, and I realized after watching it, I was like, why did I put episode 123? We're on 230. It was 213.
Yeah,
I just messed the numbers up because you had to put it on all the different platforms and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I meant to message you about that too.
Yeah,
I saw it. I was
fixed
like,
it.
okay, cool.
Yeah, that was on YouTube. The YouTube stuff, upload, delete, I can fix all that pretty easily. But once it goes on Instagram, that's a headache to get rid of. But it is Saturday, the 11th of November, and to all of the listeners out there who are veterans or has family members who have served in the United States Armed Forces, thank you. And we're forever in your debt for your services. Big shout out to just all the veterans out there. Big shout out to Mr. Grover. I saw him in Walmart yesterday, and I was like, appreciate you for your service. And he just looked at me and said, thank you. And
it's not often you hear people say that anymore, especially in the lines of I had looked it up, like why Veterans Day is on November 11th, such as, as well as Remembrance Day, which they have that in Canada, and it's because at the 11th hour, that's when they signed off the Treaty of Versailles to put an end to World War I. It was the end of the First World War, and it happened on the 11th day.
I did not know that.
On the 11th month at the 11th hour. Yep, and I thought that was a pretty fun fact. I wanted to bring that to the listeners.
Okay.
When you look in the handy dandy note folder, that is, I got like that whole little snippet. We gonna
I didn't even know.
No, that's good though. We're gonna dive into it later on.
Okay.
Y'all hear?
Look how that worked out.
Right.
Yeah, just we cooking up here. We're on that same what's that wavelength?
Yeah, same wavelengths. We was talking basically what I was gonna get with about the consciousness thing from the earlier topic.
Yeah,
because that exists outside of what we're in.
Exactly.
But welcome back to Third Coast Podcast. I'm one of the hosts, Joe. What it do, Gators? Sitting here with my nearest, dearest friends. Cleve to the left, the right to the viewers on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. If you hold your hands
what it
up,
do? Cleve in here, y'all already know the face.
And then to my right, y'all's left on YouTube, we got Mr. Lumas Guidry.
What's happening, listeners?
Lumas is also a veteran, and he served in the United States Air Force. Am I correct?
Yes. It was an adventure, to say the least. It's good, it's bad, but that's life. Everything has its good and its bad. It makes us into the people that we are.
True enough.
I just got to say it on the show. One of the things in the Army, when we always be around like Air Force guys and stuff, be like, and it actually kind of, we used to crack the jokes to be like, Chair Force, yeah, there you go. And then like when you realize that you're actually sleeping in a tent and the other guys, the Air Force guys, are going to stay in go motels and shit, you're like, damn, what did I do?
Yeah.
It's like the joke, and then the Air Force guys were always quiet, and then I realized real fast that joke is on the flip side of it,
Right. Yeah. Yep. See, when that light bulb goes off, that moment right there is when we smile on the inside.
Yep.
You just realize you're a real loser.
I won't say I'm losing, but
no, I would in the situation.
Joker sense, yeah.
Big shout out to It's so stupid.
My bad.
I can't laugh on the show. And I love that nice inside joke. But make sure, if you are listening, to come check us out next Friday in New Orleans at the Comedy House at 4 o'clock with 6 different comedians. I'm actually going to shout y'all out later on the show because I needed to take a break and make sure I get everybody's name right because I don't want to mess up everybody's name. But Lumas, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
What was your favorite experience in the military? I ain't gonna do worst. We do the best one first, and then go worst.
The best experience, oddly, actually was a very crappy moment. It was right maybe the 3rd week into basic training, and we had been struggling with a couple guys in PT. For some odd reason, my drill instructor decided to make me in charge of making sure we achieved the goal. Everyone achieves the goal. So,
I see where this is going.
yeah. So, needless to say, long story short, the guy did not achieve the goal.
Oh, no.
And instead of punishing him, he had the guy stand there and punish me for not achieving the goal. But I say it was one of the best moments because I actually found a sense of enjoyment out of it, as oddly as it sounds, because although I was pushing him to be the best he could be,
Yeah.
I didn't do everything that I felt like I could have done to push him to be the best he could be. So I really did fail the goal. And I understood that from an accountability state as a 19-year-old kid. So that opened my eyes mentally, and it made me a better person, and I actually realized it within the moment. So I got smoked with a smile on. But, yeah, that was one of my best moments.
And I can explain to the listeners out there, getting smoked is when a higher person than you can come to you at any given moment for any reason.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was, obviously, I'm guessing it's the same way in the Air Force as it was in the Army. And smoking means physical activity until pure exhaustion.
Yes.
And
yes.
What I got out of what you just said is the dude that put you in charge, seeing that you were a leader, and he wanted to teach you a lesson, because no matter how much you can put into something sometimes or somebody, it is, some goals can't be achieved, but that's that military type of leadership thinking,
Exactly.
And it just makes you strong because he knew you could do it. You know what I'm saying? You knew you can do it.
But you held back, so therefore...
Exactly. And push-ups actually became my favorite exercise. Oddly enough, I just done 25 right before we came in here.
I do push-ups every day.
Yeah, same here. I do them on the line. Like, some people probably be looking at me like, man, you not tired? But
yeah.
You gotta hit him with that Kevin Gates and I don't get tired.
Yeah, well, that would be a lie. But but I do enjoy the fact I feel a sense of accomplishment immediately after I do push-ups. So that's why it's my favorite.
boost of energy.
Yeah, and I can do it anywhere.
But yeah, Gator, how about you? What was one of your favorite experiences in the military, or one of your best moments?
Let's see, my favorite moment of being in the military. I want to lean to getting out was probably my favorite when I.
That was within my top 3 favorite moments.
So you know when you're out processing and stuff, they give you this big package. Gotta go clear medical, clear dental, clear check your butthole, all that nice good stuff. And so when you get your paperwork and active duty to get out, they always want you to go see the guy for the National Guard. And
they didn't push us for that.
Yeah, they do in the Army. And so I went into this dude's office. He's like a fucking staff sergeant or something. He didn't even have a combat patch, right?
Oh, wow.
Or anything. And I'm 2 months after deployment, I'm in this dude's office out processing. And he looked at me, no staff sergeant, no deployment, no combat, no nothing on him. And he just like, and just bad out of shape too. You want to come join the National Guard? And I looked at him. I said, fuck no. I looked him dead in the eyes. This dude you know what I'm saying? Clearly, I could have gotten some, shit for it. I looked that man dead in the fucking eyes and said, fuck no. He said, he grabbed his pen. He's like, get the fuck out of my office. And he threw the shit at me and I walked out. And I say that because when I guess out processing was my favorite moment because I went through some stupid shit. So actually, like leaving it was nice. But yeah, I can do my worst. I got a whole bunch of worse ones. I do actually want to tell a story though on the show if that's okay.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I don't know if I've ever told this story on the show, but I've been thinking about it and I was like, man, this shit's graphic, so I want to tell it at least once before I go for everybody to know. So when I was overseas, right, we were on a small cop site and we were so far out that we had an actual doctor. He was a captain, a doctor out there, mortar pits, blah, 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 blah. But it wasn't just like let me step back. When we were doing operations out there, it wasn't like literally hurt no one, obviously. But like if there was like civilian casualties or like civilians got hurt, we were the doctors that went and got them because they didn't have ambulances or anything like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So one time I was laying in my rack in my bed and I stayed across from the medical tent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm laying in my bed and I just hear this just loud pitch screaming, someone yelling in Pashto, or maybe it was Dari, but that's one of the two of the main languages that are spoke over there. And this dude, grown man, was just yelling, ah, la, la, la. So I woke up, got a cigarette. I was like, what the fuck is going on? It's like 1 a.m. or something over there. And one of the interpreters that spoke English and Dari came up to me. He's like, man, it's bad over there. I said, what's bad? He's like, dude stepped on a toe popper. What they call is like a little IED, but small. So once you step on it, blows up. Well, this dude was walking his goats, and a tower guard saw it. He was walking his goats, and he hit a landmine. And it blew him up, so they went out, sent some people to get him, brought him back in. But he was yelling and stuff. What the dude was yelling, because I walked into the medical tent, and when I walked in, the doctor was rolling this dude's testicle up. And dude was screaming, and the dude's like, he's screaming, oh my balls, oh my balls. Dude stepped on a toe popper, and for some unknown reason, it chopped his nutsack off.
Damn.
And like he had shrapnel like all in his
crotch
area. So he was yelling my ball, but I literally saw with my own eyes this dude rolling a testicle up and sewing it back up, and then they chopped him out. It was wild.
Ah, man, the pain.
My balls. Oh, my balls.
My nuts.
Oh, my balls.
Some real shit.
Yeah, that's tough.
That sucks.
That's just a story I wanted to share. And if you, the listeners and subscribers on YouTube will see that we have MREs.
Hey.
I actually gave Cleve the best one I ever had in the Army, to my personal opinion.
And that's the chili macaroni and beef and sauce.
That I was just about to ask. Did you give him the chili mac?
Oh,
Yeah, that's the best one.
Man, this
Have to try
vegetable.
that.
This vegetable is not.
What did you get? I forgot what I
got
gave
vegetable, panini vegetable. Yeah,
Oh,
nah, you don't
look,
do that.
Look at which one I got though.
Eat the Tootsie Roll.
Vegetarian lasagna.
Oh God!
But
I got diarrhea one time from that.
what's the
Funny story.
worst MRE you ever ate? I know
That one.
No, you never had the vegetarian omelet one.
No, I didn't.
You never got that
No,
one.
I never got that.
God, that is like. So they when we go on like exercise and stuff, they would pass them out. And, like, it would be a fucking pain. Like, sometimes you would get that one and you would just look at it. And you would look at other people around you like, Cleve, imagine if that's the only thing you had to fucking eat right there all day long, right?
Right.
And you got the chili mac, right? But I got vegetarian lasagna. I'm like, hey, Cleve, you want to trade? And what do you think the response every time was?
It's like, man, what you got? It's like, nah, man, I'm good.
Hey man, I've almost seen fist fights behind that. But that vegetarian lasagna, bro, I ate it anyway because I didn't have any other choice. We didn't have much time for child. The exercises that went overtime. Man, I ate that shit, and by the time I got out the shower, bro.
Y'all had showers?
Yeah. We had like
Y'all had a luxury.
It was kind of like one of those showers that be by the pools and stuff.
Oh, what? Y'all had a pool?
No.
I'm just joking.
Actually, it was a pool on the premises, but we did not use it. But long story short, as soon as I got out the shower, bro, it hit my stomach and I shat from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. that morning.
That's awful. You probably had to drink a lot of fluids.
This is
what done that?
That it was like fucking food poisoning to my stomach. It destroyed my life. I will never eat it again.
Yeah, you just boil some water.
And I might have possibly just got stomach virus or something randomly, but I believe it was that.
You was definitely associated with the vegetarian lasagna. Damn,
vegetarian lasagna.
I should be handling this with a mask and gloves.
Yes.
And shit.
Yes. It was radioactive diarrhea.
I'm gonna hide this one.
It was like a projectile. It was bad.
Well, I hope me touching it that it don't happen to me now. Now I'm fucking nervous. It might just happen during the show.
Don't be
just
nervous.
lift off.
Don't be nervous. Do push-ups and eat vitamin C.
Or eat the multivitamins.
Yeah.
The Flintstones ones.
Flintstone gummies.
Make sure y'all check out Third Coast Podcast on 5000ws.thirdcoastpodcast.com on all major streaming platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and 5000ws.thirdcoastpodcast.com. Live and in the effect. I feel like my one of my stories is holding on.
Just lingering?
So, Lumas, what is your worst experience in the military?
Oof.
Hey, you got it good and bad. I mean, there's probably like a list that's like rolling through the head right
There's
now.
a real laundry list, but I can't say it was a single event. It was a series of events together. And that was the 1 year that I spent med boarding out of the Air Force. And it was gruesome. It was frustrating. It was agitating. And they were heavily medicating me. I was on 36 medications at the same time.
Golly.
At 23 years old, I couldn't climb 2 flights of stairs without almost passing out. and I would randomly pass out at work. But it was this one day that I was feeling really crappy, and it was like 20 outside, and I had to go service a helicopter on a flight line. But I'm on a waiver, and I'm not supposed to be working, but you know how that goes.
Right.
This mission has to be done. So I walked a mile to the bird on the flight line, and then climbed on top of the bird, and it was icy all the way up. So I'm carrying my service pump for the gearbox, oil pump. It's about 45, 50 pounds. And I'm trying to keep my balance on the ice, and I'm dizzy. I get dizzy as hell on top of the bird. Wind is blowing like 3-4 miles per hour, so it's enough to push me off.
Yeah, you got
the
a
top.
nice little breeze on the icy slope.
Yeah, that was a crappy day. That was, I think, the worst experience that I had actually at work. But the whole series of events was the out processing, definitely, hands down, because they were sending me to shrinks and trying to convince me that I was crazy one. Because my vitals looked healthy. My body looked decently healthy. I was like 248 pounds, though. But my body looked relatively healthy. But my heart rate was getting down in the 20s when I sleep. At 22, it stops beating. It registered as low as 29.
It's like a form of sleep apnea.
I don't even.
They were trying to Michael Jackson you. Homie.
I don't know what was going on.
It was the medication. Like, I mean, with that many medications too, you know.
And I didn't begin to experience any type of symptoms of any type of anything until after week 3 of basic vaccination week.
Well, you bring that up. When I was overseas, they used to want us to take malaria pills because malaria is so bad in other countries. And I still have lingering effects because I stopped taking them because they would give me such lucid dreams that I mean, it literally felt like it was real. Like I'd be, you know, like when you have dreams where you wake up, or even bad dreams, you know, somewhere it has like an indicator. Some of the dreams were so lucid, I felt like they were fucking real. And I went to the medics and I told them about it. They said they threw it in trash. They don't take that shit. They said you're better off getting malaria than getting that. And then taking those.
Yeah. There are some.
The peanut butter shot. Was that it's in your arm, huh?
No, that's in your
right
ads. Butt cheek.
Oh yeah,
or
that
left.
one sucks.
Right at the top part of your hip, right where it meets.
The only vaccination I didn't get was smallpox. I got lucky and I didn't get that one.
Is it a reason that they inject in certain spots of the body, or is it like how the medicine receives?
That's why they do smallpox. They inject in your arm because they can control how fast it spreads.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they literally give you smallpox, and it makes a scar where it heals and stuff. But you can't. I had small kids, so you can't get the smallpox shot if you have small kids because it'll kill a kid. How much the dosage is. Yep.
Sheesh. Yeah, once you sign that contract, man, you belong to them. So
I solemnly swear to let Uncle Sam do whatever the fuck he wants to me, body, soul, for the next years. And you're like, and they give you the paperwork. You're like, my social security number again, my signature again on all these paperworks.
Yeah, like 200 sheets of signatures and your social security. You own my soul for the next 4 to 6 years.
Yep.
And then once you pay off, You sign it, yeah, you getting out, and you got to sign another stack.
Hey, and look, and then 10 years down the road, when you try to get, you start questioning your health, and you're wondering if the government might have put your body through some strenuous things, and you see some lawsuits, come out, and you actually, you make the step and go, hey, let me see if this shit works. Let me see if I can get some compensation like everybody else. And they're like, you don't exist, Joe.
Did you serve in
with no spit, no lube?
Hey,
no
just
nothing.
do this LexisNexis, Joe. It'd be fine, and just give us a call back. That's going to straighten it out. And LexisNexis said, you don't exist. So
yeah, that's. I will say, I had an older person that had been contracted with the military for a while. Explained to me like, hey, listen, if you have any type of medical anything going on, make sure that you fight for your compensation now, because if you don't, once you are no longer belonging to the U.S. government.
No, he's
Yeah,
right.
they
Lumas
do
is
not
right.
care.
They
Forget
do
it.
not give a flying fuck.
Oh,
Like,
of course not. I mean, it's in the contract.
Facts.
It is.
It's in the fine print.
That's all
It's
I'm going
real.
to say. It's in the fine print.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not even in the fine print. It's so many documents that you don't have time to read. Yeah. You can read it afterhand, but you already didn't sign. So.
Oh, I'd be pissing some people off there. 'Cause I just sit there and just, as they saying it, I'm going to be skimming it. It's like, huh?
Yeah, you don't understand how this works.
They fuck.
Well, they make you. They make you.
Exactly.
No, you just strongly encouraged. Yeah.
Gotta play it out.
Yeah. You got to realize you can't piss them off because those are the people in charge of watching you to the person that you've signed your soul over to.
And then it does.
Or entity, not person. Entity.
The system does get bogged down too, is because like the people that it's like with any system, the people that do need the most help, and then the people that, what I'm saying, these are the people that need the most help, and then these are the people clogging down the system because they were, what I'm saying, they didn't like.
There's no polite way to say it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's
dirt bags.
There's people that didn't do nothing, didn't try to do nothing, and only joined the army for the simple fact that they wanted to have this long-lasting check, so they try to find any exit they could
to get out as quick as possible.
And med board do the not but you know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Blue Falcon shit.
I was accused of such thing until I actually passed out in front of people, and then
when they overworked you when you were.
No, I had a condition. Well, I have a condition called vasovagal syncope, and basically it's where your blood pressure randomly drops. And yeah, they took my driving privileges, all kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, my heart rate was getting down. My resting heart rate was 39. That was my resting heart rate, 39. That is the heart of a person that is transitioning.
Well, good thing you didn't transition.
Yeah, I'm glad that worked out.
Each day you wake up.
Yeah, but it taught me a lot, though. It was a purposeful journey. And I'm appreciative for it, but it was a lot of crappy moments. I mean, I lost a child within the midst of it. It was an adventure.
A fucking battle. The military is a tough monster sometimes.
Yeah.
It really is. And it seems like, fuck, when I look back on it, some of the worst parts of my life was there. But then again,
Some of the
every
best,
11th, I always feel a little sense of pride, but which is a back, when I think about like all the good I done, and then the memories from the past, it kind of just
yeah
trickle back in when this holiday, because I'm always like, damn, I finally someone liked my post on Facebook. Someone told me Happy Veterans Day, but then when you come home and then you drinking beer, you chilling, you start thinking, and them thoughts that you bury away for years, they start trickling back in. You start reflecting like, God. And
the wrong type of nostalgia.
Yeah, I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful that I got to, experience what I did, even though it sucked. I got the fuck out, and even though I could have did 20 years, be almost retired now or whatever, but at least I know that I took my option to get the fuck out, and I got the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because, that's why it sucks when I see all the shit going on in the world. Fucking war sucks.
Well, the part that bothers, well, not even necessarily bothers, but concerns me the most is the fact that you realize a lot of the stuff that you done was in the intent of, consequence of propaganda. Propaganda from our government, propaganda from other governments, all reflecting into one to create missions that we ended up doing out of their BS.
Yeah, I was looking at my I came across my OEF medal, my NATO medal, and fucking we left Afghanistan 3 years ago now, and I remember to this day when I seen all that news coverage about it, and it just made me think about when they sent me over there filling me full of fucking lies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're going to change these people, change the Afghanis' life, you're going to bring them a government, you're going to bring them stability like you have in America. Only thing they were doing is selling fucking missiles and ammunition.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
And guess where Israel's buying most of their rockets from?
Yeah.
BlackRock.
Yeah.
Let me digress on that.
Yeah.
But,
that's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And a deep rabbit hole that gets really dark.
If I don't make it to New Orleans, y'all know what happened to me. But it I don't know. There's when it comes to like the whole military thinking, and I don't want to bog the show with it, but it was good, bad. I just wish I would have made better decisions within the service and actually joined the Navy, not the Army, because I remember I was going to join the Navy first, but the dude when I came to sign the paperwork for the Navy, he was wearing his sailor dress outfit, and I was like, "Hey, what's that?" He's like, "This is what we wear on the boat or something." I'm like, "Y'all wear that?" And then I seen the Army dude coming out in the digital camouflage and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, da." And I walked out of the Navy office and went right into the Army office.
Well, I got a funny story about that. I was actually accepted into the Naval Academy as a transfer out of Northwestern. And
Damn.
I went through the complete process of getting accepted and everything. Had a start date and chose not to go. Yeah. And come to find out,
You could have been Captain Lumas by now.
I would have been probably an admiral by now. That was in 2010.
So 13
that's
years.
Wild. You were almost in the Navy. So was I. I was damn near in the Navy, and I was not even going to be a cook in the Navy. I was going to be a fucking combat rocket, some bullshit.
Yeah.
And then I went and became a cook in the Army.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That was. And come to find out, I didn't really know much about the military or anything. I just knew that was my backup plan. And so once I was no longer in school anymore, like playing ball in school anymore, I was no longer there mentally. And I was like, man, I guess it's time to see about a reliable, a fallback option. And so I went.
Sound like me in high school when I graduated.
I was like, well, maybe if I go in as an officer, things will be easier. I didn't understand that how basic training works, and the fact that going to the Naval Academy pretty much was 4 years of it. The moment that I seen I cannot be leaving on and off of base as over with, that's it. Yeah, I ain't gonna make it. I can't have a vehicle until I'm like pretty much a junior in college. Yeah, nah. I gotta take a mandatory of 21 hours, as well as participate in intramural sports, as well as still have my formation obligations. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, you gotta dedicate.
I like smoking weed. Yeah.
And shout out to all the tokers, midnight smokers out there. We appreciate y'all. We know y'all are tuning in, listening to our shows at 1, 2 in the morning. We appreciate everybody that consistently listens to us. And big shout out. We're almost at the brink of 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Hey, respect. Looked like you couldn't find a hole.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to, because I had to tuck it away. I can find the hole. Lumas is going to be finding the hole in a little while. That's beside the point.
Hey, I'm just waiting on that magic message.
All the listeners out there.
To all the listeners out there, make sure that if y'all are engaging in sexual activity,
please be responsible.
And be responsible. And if you feel like having a bambino, bring the motherfuckers into the earth. Don't pull out.
Just take care of it.
Yes. I don't know.
That's for quitters. I haven't.
Need
a break. We back in it.
Yeah, welcome back from the break. You know, it's your host, Cleve. Got my main man, Gator.
What it do? I got this MRE broke down right now. Cleve is going to enlighten
just
everybody about some Veterans Day bullshit.
Well, before I do that, I'd just like to give a shout out again to, next Friday on the 17th, Hell Yes Fest. Some of the, honorable mentions, guests that we'll be, grateful to interview is to start off with Leslie Mitchell, Esteban Gast, Tristan Rager, Brandon Bruffett, Ali Weinhold, and Yuri Chateau. I'm sorry if I pronounced any of your names wrong, but I'm hoping to clear that up with you whenever we come to hang out and be a part of the community.
That's crazy. Next Friday.
Yeah, next
Friday. It's been when you for I don't know, like we do, we've done events and stuff, but to be doing the second one this year in New Orleans, we did a big shout out to D-Max Bar and Grill.
Yeah, shout out D-Max, love y'all
for hosting our first live podcast in New Orleans, and then now we're going to Hell Yes Fest, and big shout out Chris True for taking a chance on us to do our first live show in New Orleans and be our special guest for the show,
and to give a respectable invite all live on stage during that event. And there was no hesitation to say yes to an offer like that. Yeah, big support to Chris for that. Thank you, by the way.
And we can't wait to bring the heat to New Orleans and the Comedy House on the 17th at 4 o'clock. Make sure you buy your tickets. If you come to the gate, there'll be some, we got bracelets, we got stickers. So if you come to our show, you're going to leave with something. Yeah, you're going to leave with a sticker. You might leave with a glow-in-the-dark wristband. Hey, you might leave with a free shirt. Who knows?
Or a cozy.
Yeah. It's going to be fun times, though.
But to get off into the topic, speed things up about history of Veterans Day, World War One, known at the time as the Great War, officially ended when the Treaty of Versailles was signed on June 28, 1919, in the Palace of Versailles outside the town of Versailles, France. However, fighting ceased 7 months earlier when an armistice or temporary cessation of hostilities between the Allied nations and Germany went into effect on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. For that reason, November 11, 1918 is generally regarded as the end of the war, to end all wars. You know, that's what I was mentioning, I want to say at the beginning of the episode. But Veterans Day continues to be observed on November 11th, regardless of what day of the week on which it falls. The restoration of the observance of Veterans Day to November 11th not only preserves the historical significance of the date, but helps focus attention on the important purpose of Veterans Day, a celebration to honor America's veterans for their patriotism, love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. In November 1919, President Wilson proclaimed November 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day with the following words: To us in America, the country's service, and with the gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed in the councils of the nations, the original concept for the celebration was for a day observed with parades and public meetings and a brief suspension of business beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. The United States Congress officially recognized the end of World War I when it passed in a concurrent resolution on June 4th, 1926. So 8 years after, it was recognized as a holiday. Jeez.
You hear the small pee-pee trucks?
Yeah, I hear them out there
they
in
got
the
the
distance.
license. So, I want to bring up right quick, Cleve, about one of the weapons that I used overseas, which was the M4 carbine.
Standard.
It shot a 5.56 millimeter round, gas-operated magazine-fed carbine developed by the United States during the 1980s. So, take a quick pause right there. So they developed this gun in the 1980s, right?
Right.
I went overseas in 2011, and that was my standard issue 30-year-old gun, damn near. Anyways, it is a shortened version of the M16A2 assault rifle. The M4 is extensively used by the United States Army and the United States Marine Corps. The USMC been eating crayons since the beginning of time. Combat units as the primary infantry weapons and service rifles. The M4 has been adopted by over 60 countries, and since its adoption in 1994, the M4 has undergone over 90 modifications to improve its weapons, economical, and modularity, including the M4A1, which strengthened a barrel and replaced burst fire option and a fully automatic option. The SOP mod, an accessory kit containing optical attachments, and the underbarrel of the M203 grenade launcher. And I'm going to stop right there for a second. So when I was overseas as a food operations specialist, Cleve, I had a M4 rifle, right?
Right.
With a 203 grenade launcher. So when I was the cook,
Oh yeah, you was cooking grenades.
I was the cook. I'm just gonna paint a picture for everybody out there. I was the cook,
Right.
and when I went to get my gun to go overseas, they gave me my M4 with a big ass grenade launcher on the bottom of
Like,
it.
did it have a strap? Like, did you wear it while you were cooking?
No, so like,
Like, have it everywhere you go? Because that's the picture that's being painted in my head. Just, it's like swung around the back.
Look. Hey, hold up. Hey, you want cheese on that hamburger?
Hey, you never know, man.
No, so
You never know. You gotta be prepared, right?
so
Coming from someone who has not been in the military.
So, like, I'm like, they issue your weapons and you sign them out and blah 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 blah, and then like they give you, like, I'm a cook, like I'm gonna go over there. I got to feed these people. I'm trained to feed people. I'm trained to, you know what I'm saying, clean dishes. You know what I'm saying, do tower guard, basic army shit. And so I'm in the lineup with everybody else getting issued their weapons, and like, we're all like a support unit, so we're issued our weapons, and then they give me this big ass gun, dude. They're talking, and I had a thermal scope at one point, but I had to give it to the lieutenant, and I got an ACOG scope. But I'm talking about, like, they're like, okay, here's your M4, here's your M4, here's your M4, and they're like, oh, Specialist Willis. All right, and the dude's like, and come out and gave me this big ass with a grenade. He gave me the M4, the M203 grenade launcher on the bottom, and I was like, "What's this?" He's like, "Well, you're about to get some training on it." And then after that, like, everybody just got their gun, and then he gave me my gun with the MO203, and he gave me a fucking belt. He said, "This is where you're gonna carry your grenades at."
Yep. Yeah, because you the cook, man. You got to cook more than the food for the, for the troops.
Just, it paints the picture. It's like, fuck, I'm a cook, and they're giving me a fucking big ass grenade launcher.
It's ideal, yeah.
It's like, hey,
the military.
you might need. Hey, that motherfucker kick too when you shoot it, though.
Yeah, I'm about to say you might need to cook a little bit, something spicy for the, for the unwelcome guest. Give them some appetizers.
In April 2022, the U.S. Army selected the SIG MCX Spear Design XM7 as the winner to oversee the M16 and M4 too. So the Army don't use M16s or M4s anymore, but
is the MCX a rifle?
I guess it's something like that. It's one of the new style rifles, probably. Okay. But I don't know. I just wanted to bring up a little information about, like, a little rifle, not to be gun ho or whatever. Just I carried one, and I did a lot of military service with it, and I just want to give a little soft insight on it, because
no, it's definitely a dynamic that goes into that, because other countries, what they carry, like, of course you have American weapons, you have Russian weapons, you have Chinese weapons.
I've shot a few Russian weapons. I shot a PKM one time.
That's a light machine gun?
It's like they're... so you got that AK-47, right?
Right.
And then they have a machine-style version of the AK-47 that shoots them 7.62. Big-ass fucking rounds.
Yeah, the fingertips.
I think it's a PKM, but, like, I got a picture of that.
That's like 5.56. That's 7.62 right there.
So I have a picture when I was in Afghanistan where there's I'm doing tower guard, and there's a fucking a SAW squad automatic weapon that shoots that 5.56 rounds, and then it was a PKM. And then I had a short-barreled AK on tower guard.
How did it feel, holding each weapon?
The fucking one, the PKM, the one that shoots the fucking 7.76, the 7.76 rounds,
7.62,
2 rounds. That motherfucker will dislocate your shoulder, and it is inaccurate as a motherfucker. But sometimes, with the bigger velocity of the bullet, it's like a 50 cal round.
Would
It
you
don't
mount
have
it?
to hit. It don't have to hit you. If it comes close to you, the velocity of the bullet will do damage to you.
I was gonna say, like that with 7.62, you would have to mount.
Yeah,
You'll probably have to mount your weapon for more stability.
a bipod is
Yeah,
what
bipod
a
would help it.
bipod is what usually the Afghanistan army had, because when we were doing tower guard, we were joint operations, so it was U.S. forces and Afghani forces, and we did tower guard to protect each other at one point in time, and then it went south at one point in time. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, people break treaties and make advances, but
We still got plenty of time. I want you to shout out your brother and
oh yeah, my pop. Yeah, shout out JP, serving in Operation Enduring Freedom. I forget what.
I did that shit
Yeah,
too.
you did that shit as well. Shout out to my pop for serving in the Vietnam War.
Fuck yeah.
And I don't know. Whoops. I don't know what all operations. I don't know what all operations he served, or the details of it. But it's coming from a family. I believe my grandfather, he served in World War II, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, just like coming from a line of war veterans, and me wanting to be a point in the military at some point in my life, it's like I like to show my respect to those who actually did get a chance to serve, and despite the circumstances they may have they may have had to experience some of the PTSD they may suffer, or just in the end, if you come out alive and you have your life and you have your well-being, it's always good to take that and know that you can shape whatever reality that you have seen in a way where people can, in a sense, have that realness, but be at ease that they don't have to go through it as well, because there are some honorable mentions with us, not with us, that have put their lives on the line to, serve a purpose. And whether if that purpose is good or evil, it's all in the eyes of the person going through it. So consider those that have actually experienced it, and don't be so selfish to believe everything that you see. Listen to the stories that come with each person with their own personal experience, because you never know who they may know. You might hear a story that may very well connect you in some line of sense to that person. So just give a chance, be open-minded, and give an ear out to listen. Almost sounds like words of wisdom.
I want to take a time to see if I can name off all the people that I can remember that are veterans off the top of my head. That's especially been a part of the show. Big shout out to Lumas, who was on the beginning part of the show. Air Force. Lumas is a dear friend, and he's always a big supporter of the show. Big shout out to Ben Jones. Ben went to Iraq. Big shout out to my buddy Chris out in Germany, Chris Gray. He did 2 tours in Iraq, and he lives comfortably in Germany now. And nice. Germany is, not to be political or nothing, but I'm saying Germany's almost 0 emissions now. They went green hard, so big shout out to that shit. But I know you're out there listening, Chris. Love you, bro. Big shout out to just, damn, I can name lists. Shout out to Choppa out there in big old Paso, Texas. I wonder if she still lives there, but I love you. damn, I can just, there's for everybody out there that are veterans, just know that we love y'all. And y'all are wonderful people.
Oh yeah, most definitely. To those that don't care and those that do, you know, your service wasn't for nothing. You know, you did it for yourself foremost. You had your purpose. And whether people may realize it or not, there are things in the world that are going on that a lot of people are unaware of, but it plays into keeping life safe for another day. So it shouldn't be no remissions of, trauma or anything like that. You know, it's a lighter way of sense of saying that there's a lot of people that go with their ups and downs about. I apologize.
If you're out there in crisis, make sure you contact somebody. Just know that you're not alone. There's contact I think it's like the veteran suicide line. If you're having moments of doubts and distrust about yourself, just make sure you call and contact somebody and at least make it heard before you do any crazy action. For sure.
Right.
But, these fucking, we had touched on it earlier about these MREs. I broke this motherfucker down on the fucking show, and I put the hazmat lasagna one out there. Lumas said was disgusting, but you know what? I'm actually excited for some of these crackers.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my MRE whenever I get to the house.
Wow. Look, I try to hit you with the joke, Cleve. I can't wait to try these crackers.
Oh my God. Yeah, that joke would definitely work at Hell Yes Fest, being what I experienced at Fit.
Pause.
Yeah,
I'm going out.
Yeah, your boy was tore up for that one.
Yeah, so I know we've been all over the place. Big shout out to Lumas for coming on the show. Make sure y'all check us out on 5000ws.thirdcoastpodcast.com on all major streaming platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, our iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Castbox, Public Radio, all that nice jazz. But it's been a great afternoon, and as a veteran, it's always nice to just hang out and chill with my friends and just talk shit and knock back a few and talk about memories. And thank you, Cleve.
Oh yeah, no
for
problem,
being a
bro.
part of that. And do you have any words of wisdom?
Man, there's so many words that I could choose from, but the main thing is I've always tried my best to advocate this, but if you can't be yourself, then who are you? You know, in a sense, where being yourself, where you unlock this freedom, always be mindful of how it affects others when you're choosing to be the best of your abilities. Of course you want to do for yourself, but also in a sense, any positive person would strive to be better, and how well they communicate not only with themselves and their decisions, but with other people as well, to kind of share a positive message amongst one another on how it is that they can improve themselves with the constructive thoughts, conversations, criticism if need be, if you're in a family situation. So just be true to yourself, first and foremost. How about you?
My words of wisdom is if you're feeling down and out and you're a veteran out there, just make sure that you try to contact somebody before you do anything crazy. And I guess my biggest words of wisdom, though, is be proud of yourself. Because there is milestones that you have made that no one else could ever see besides you. And that's milestones that you need to hold dear and hard to your heart, because that's what makes you better. It doesn't matter what everybody else sees. It's about what you see that you've got better from that no one else sees. Because there's stuff about you that no one knew that you got better on, and you learned to be better by yourself in silent, and it made you a better person. Just in the quiet, and no one ever saw it. So, congratulations on your victories like that, and you should. Even if no one sees your victories, and you have a victory, applaud yourself for that victory. Our artist of the week is the one, the only, the motherfucking Quadraholics. Hailing from Lake Charles, Louisiana, but based in New Orleans. The Quadraholics, known for its means to leave audience waiting for more. The band's sound is made to be seen and heard live, which, if you've ever been to the Quadraholic show, is like, their shows are one of a kind. If I'm not mistaken, I think Hayden was on top of the Barrio bar or some shit.
Yeah, it was a Barrio stage.
Yeah, cutting up. But their sophomore album, since pivoting their sound, Europa brings influences from their hip-hop days and blends them smoothly into the new genre, blending synth-pop sounds. Consisting of Billy and Hayden. This duo known each other since birth. That's wild. To like create music since they've been...
Yeah, brought it in.
I wonder if they were like mixing and mastering in diapers or whatever. That'd be cool. Damn, I lost where I was at.
It all started by recording diss tracks about their teachers, performing at high school parties to local venues. Legally.
It all started by recording diss tracks about their teachers performing at high school parties to local venues. I'm sorry, Cleve. I butchered all of that. And what's sad part is I gotta do the editing on it. After high school, they continue writing and recording hip-hop while playing all across Louisiana Gulf Coast into 2020, which the pandemic to full swing, and they took their opportunity to pivot their sound. Over the last year, they've been back performing, growing their cult of followers through their new tunes and always electric shows. Most recently, they have dropped a career-defining album, Europa, and headlining shows and performing festivals and selling out venues all over the Gulf Coast. And make sure you check out Technical Difficulties out there. But here is the Quadraholics with their song Rosie off their new album, Technical Difficulties. And for Third Coast Podcast, I'm Joe. What it do, Gators?
And it's your host, Cleve. And we out.
High lines deep, I ain't sleeping all week. technical difficulties. I don't give a fuck, but you know that I'm rosy. You can keep talking that shit from the nosebleeds. We ain't gonna hear you when we surfing through the flow seas.